Welcome to the Think Factory podcast. We got one question for you. What keeps you up at night?
Hello and welcome to the Think Factory, the Women's Roundtable, where we learn how women think big and grow their business. My name is Susan Kleiner. I'm a partner with Outside General Counsel Solutions, and I'm the host of today's episode. I'm happy to have here with me today Jen Jimenez. Jen is a seasoned professional with more than 2 decades of experience in development and fundraising across a variety of nonprofit organizations. She is passionate about connecting individuals with meaningful philanthropic endeavors. She consistently surpasses her fundraising goals. I look forward to hearing about that in her annual Giving Major Gifts and planned giving initiatives. Her background includes working at Shenandoah University, Muhlenberg College, and the Winston School of Short Hills. She is a classically trained mezzo-soprano and holds a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theater degree from Shenandoah Conservatory of Music. So she'll be certainly singing for us today. Just kidding. Her love of performance from a very young age is definitely apparent. She's graced staged nationwide and acclaimed musical theater productions, including Crazy for You, South Pacific, Jekyll and Hyde, Guys and Dolls. She's been in TV and commercials, and in general is very busy. So I'm so happy to have you here with me today.
Thank you, Susan. It's great to be with you.
So I had never heard of the National Association of Teachers Singing before being introduced to you. Can you explain to the listeners what is the National Association of Teachers Singing?
Sure. So we call it NATS, N-A-T-S, which is the acronym for National Association of Teachers of Singing. We are an international association made up of almost 7,000 members. Our members are independent voice teachers. They are voice teachers at universities and colleges, high schools, middle schools, elementary schools. They are also collaborative pianists. And something new that we recently have launched is a membership for composers of vocal music. So we have various programs throughout the year that serve all different constituencies within our membership.
Yeah, it sounds really interesting. You have a pretty wide variety of people, and it must be great for them to collaborate with each other as well. And I think you told me that about 50% of your membership are independent studio teachers. Is that right?
That's right. So that means that about 50% of our membership are entrepreneurs. So they either own independent voice studios or larger music schools where, they're the primary voice teacher, but then they've hired other teachers to teach additional disciplines like piano, guitar, violin, or they work for an independent studio teacher. So entrepreneurship is very ingrained in to what our members do on a daily basis.
That's great to hear. And also great, I'm sure, for these people, not only from a networking perspective, but the collaboration that you have, I think, even based on my own experience, can be a total lifeline. When you have a question or something comes up and you're an independent entrepreneur, which probably most of these folks are, how great is it for them to have other people to turn to, to kind of assist in whatever's going on? Is that your experience? Have you heard of that happening?
Yes, absolutely. NATS is all about serving our members. And so with that vision, we actually have an intern program, which is quite popular, that happens every year where for 10 days, we have members that apply for the program. If they're selected, then they are partnered with master teachers. And for 10 days, they work directly with the those master teachers at a different university or college throughout the continental United States, as sort of they stay in the dorms with them. They're sort of students again for 10 days. And this year we do have several of our master teachers that are independent studio teachers, along with master teachers that currently teach at the university level. So that's one of our programs that provides a wonderful blending of experience with emerging professional members. We have another program called the National Mentoring Collaborative, which also pairs an experienced mentor with an emerging professional, or even not even an emerging professional, someone who maybe is changing careers midstream. So maybe, someone is middle-aged in their mid-career, and they've decided that instead of doing one thing, they're going to use their music degree and become a voice teacher. And how do they make that transition? So our National Mentoring Collaborative partners experienced voice instructors with folks who are looking for that mentorship for whatever phase of life that they're in.
Wow, that's just amazing. And what a great benefit for your members. I think we also talked a little bit, though, like in addition to that formal mentoring and the internship program, there are also opportunities for people to connect with affinity groups as a part of the association. What type of affinity groups do you have? How does that work?
We have an array of affinity groups that have really organically formed from the constituencies within our membership. So, we have an affinity group of independent studio voice teachers, right? We have an affinity group, for example, of emerging professionals. We have a working moms affinity group, right? So how do you manage, working full-time as a voice teacher, and maybe you're a new mom, and how do you multitask and handle that? So we have affinity groups also based on gender. We have affinity groups based on race, affinity groups based on where you are in your teaching field at the time. Are you teaching mostly musical theater? Are you teaching classical? How about the performing teacher? Right. So if you're a teacher who, works full-time paying your bills teaching, but then you're also juggling a touring schedule and you're performing on a regular basis at different opera houses across the United States, how do you manage that? So we're really, trying to let folks who are in the same life space gather together to support one another and to connect with one another.
Wow, again, amazing. And what tremendous support and probably opportunities that you give to your members. I was thinking that probably one of the ways that people get introduced to your organization, and another important part that it plays, has to actually do with students, right? I mean, we were talking before about the interns. That's an adult thing. But you also offer opportunities to students and National Student Auditions, which I think is pretty big for your organization. I'd love to hear more about that.
Absolutely. So our National Student Auditions take place in a different city each year. So this year, our NSA program, as we call it, we like acronyms at NATS, as you can tell. So our NSA program will take place this June at Temple University in Philadelphia. So we have 15 regions that are both national and international. They include Canada, as well as several regions or several chapters in Eastern Europe and South Africa. And so anyone who is a member of NATS and a teacher, their students can participate in an adjudication program. So at the region level, those students of NATS teachers can compete in a classical category, musical theater, or our new commercial music category, which is more pop rock focus. And that is brand new. We're only in our second year of the CM category, which we're super jazzed about. So our students of teachers can enroll in this program. Each category has certain age categories within that, under that category umbrella. They perform anywhere from 3 to 5 vocal music selections. They are adjudicated by colleagues, fellow colleagues within NATS. So all of our NATS teachers also serve as adjudicators. And if they receive comments on their performances, and then when they score a certain level, they are then eligible to go to nationals, which is what is going to be held in June. And our nationals actually takes the top 5 scorers from each category and each age range. And we see those wonderfully talented students at the program each year. And the students are eligible then for prizes and scholarships. And the wonderful thing about NATS is so many of our prizes are in honor of really transformative voice teachers and collaborative pianists as well in the industry. So it's not only a wonderful way to support our students of NATS members, but also to honor those teachers who have had such a huge influence within our industry.
That sounds amazing. And I would think that, in addition to excelling at this competition, just the mere participation would be beneficial, as it would assist the students if they're planning on studying music in college, if they have auditions coming up. The feedback from many professionals, different than their own teacher, must be, really great. And I'm sure that you've gotten terrific feedback on that. It's funny to hear you talk about the modern, like the contemporary. In my mind, I immediately go to, is it like American Idol? Are you preparing people for American Idol? But I guess more will be revealed on that. I wouldn't be surprised, right, to hear that some of your winners end up on gracing, TV and film and whatever else.
Well, from the CM category, I would not be surprised because we just started it 2 years ago. So that's sort of to be determined. However, I can tell you that we do have several alumni from our National Student Auditions that are currently working on Broadway, that are currently voice teachers themselves now, and that are, really making a difference in the industry. Our vision is to transform lives through the power of singing, and that's exactly what they're doing. And so if that's the case, then we feel like we're being successful in serving our members.
That's great. So, as we're talking about transforming lives, I wanted to talk a minute about your own life and your own career, because it's interesting. When you talk about NATS, you talk about entrepreneurship. I know that you actually transitioned from being an entrepreneur, having your own music studio, to working for NATS. And I would love to hear a little more about that, what that transition was like, why you made it, etc.
Sure. Well, I had started my career in fundraising. I do have my undergraduate degree, as you said, in musical theater. And I actually had an opportunity that just came along out of nowhere to work for my alma mater, Shenandoah Conservatory of Music, as the development liaison in the Alumni Association between the Conservatory of Music alumni and the development department and the Alumni Association. So that started me with my fundraising roots, really. But I saw a true need for independent arts education. When I was in Virginia, working for my alma mater, the Virginia State Legislature had just cut funding for the arts to public schools. It was also happening up on the East Coast in New Jersey, where I was from. And I thought, I'm going to move back closer to my family, and perhaps I should start an independent music school for students who aren't receiving an arts education in their public school system. And so that's what I did for many years. I owned Encore Music Studio and Dramatic Arts. Proud to say that we tripled the size of our studio after only 1 year of inception. I started teaching voice and piano, and then after 1 year, we became so busy that I was able to hire an additional piano teacher, an additional voice teacher. We also hired a guitar teacher, a violin teacher, and then ran a summer music camp called Curtain Call Summer Music Camp. So we had tons of fun, and also, most importantly, we put children on the path for lifelong learning. Because as you know, Susan, the arts not only prepare you for a career on Broadway or a career, at the Met. They also prepare you for life skills of self-confidence. They teach you self-discipline. They help with public speaking. They help with maintaining eye contact when you're in an interview with someone. And I think one of the most important life skills that the arts promote is nimbleness and flexibility within life.
I love that. So you started, your foundation was in fundraising, kind of at the beginning, unexpectedly. Then you had your own studio for years, and now you're back to fundraising.
Yes.
Curious, are you still? I know obviously you're involved in the arts because you're involved in NATS and you believe strongly. Do you still perform, or you take lessons? Like what are you doing for you in terms of the arts and your own love of the arts?
I do. I still do perform when I have the time. So I perform in community theater now and absolutely love it. In community theater, you meet so many folks from so many different walks of life. And I love going to rehearsal after work and meeting someone who's also playing make believe with me in a musical. And I say, well, what do you do for your day job? And they say, well, I'm an Episcopalian pastor in my day job, but at rehearsal, I am playing such and such in South Pacific. So, you meet folks just from all different backgrounds and industries. And I grew up doing musical theater and absolutely just find it a joy to be involved with. I'm also the choir director at the Clinton United Methodist Church in Clinton, New Jersey. So I love making music with my choir every week. And I still teach a few students, voice students as well. So that's why I was so excited to join NATS, because it really was the perfect blend for me of advocating for the arts, which I truly believe in, and fundraising for the arts. And when you're a fundraiser, if you can passionately and honestly communicate the mission to your prospective donors, then you're already way ahead of the curve, because that comes through to folks. And so I hope that I am able to continually and clearly communicate why NATS is so important and why it's important to support philanthropically.
And why it's important to support the arts, right? Generally speaking. And
Absolutely.
It's so interesting that, you continue to pursue your own arts. I know we hear a lot these days about joy building and, the need to find joy in our lives and truthfully the ways to connect with other people outside of the outside world. So kudos to you for, taking care of yourself and doing that, although it sounds like you're very, very busy. So just thinking about it, in terms of your career and where you've gone, is there advice that you would give to your younger self?
Yes. Oh my. What could I say to my younger self? I could say many things. But I think, as I grow each year and get a year older, the first thing that comes to mind when you ask me that question, Susan, is I would tell myself that you are okay where you are. And that is advice that I would give to any young person starting out in whichever career they choose, or if they're not sure of their career path yet. You are okay where you are. So many times as we age at 25, 30, 35, I can say I've passed those ages now. But at those different points, I would think to myself, am I where I should be at 25? Am I where I should be at 30? Shouldn't I be doing this? Shouldn't I be this successful? Shouldn't I have all of these different things in my personal life and my professional life? Isn't that what I should be at that point in life? And I think now, especially with social media, we're always comparing ourselves to other folks and where those folks are at certain points in their life. And so I would definitely say to myself and to others, you are okay where you are. And maybe that's where you're meant to be right now. And stay nimble and flexible, because you never know what's going to come around the corner and where that window is going to open for you.
A great advice. Comparison is the thief of joy, right?
Absolutely.
And if I could sum up what you just said, I think it's important to omit should from your personal vocabulary. Stop shoulding yourself, right?
Absolutely.
So I know you're busy. Is there something in particular that you have coming up that you can tell our listeners about?
Yes, I am so excited. We are starting a new program. We mentioned our National Student Auditions, our NSA program. We're starting an alumni program within NSA called NSA Generations. And I am so excited about this program. It has 3 pillars. So we are going to provide a space for networking, not only for our current student participants, but their families as well. I can tell you from personal experience, I was looking at music schools in high school. I wasn't sure. My parents weren't sure how to advise me, where to go, which schools to audition for, what major to look towards. And so providing a space for not only our NSA students to collaborate and speak with one another, but also their families to lean on each other and share advice with one another, I think is really crucial to the NSA experience. So that is our first pillar of the NSA Generations program. Our second is volunteerism. We've had so many students that have had such a positive experience with NSA. We want to invite them back. So we're actually going to be reaching out to any alumni participants of NSA within a 50-mile radius of Philadelphia this year and asking them if they would like to join us, whether that be as a spectator or as a volunteer. We always need room monitors. We always need runners. We need folks helping to register students when they come. So that's our second pillar. And then our third pillar is philanthropic support. If they so choose, our alumni can choose to support the NSA Fund, which serves the most critical needs of our NSA program, so that we can collaboratively and creatively produce a very professional program each year that serves our students on a yearly basis.
Fantastic. I mean, that sounds like it's another great program that your organization is taking part in, and kind of another logical step, right? To have people continue the mission and continue service and everything else. So congrats on that. Just seems really exciting.
Thank you.
So our last question that we always ask people on the Think Factory is, what keeps them up at night?
Oh, that's quite a question. What keeps me up at night? I think there's a question that keeps me up at night most of the time, and that is, are you making a difference? As a fundraiser and as an arts advocate, I always want to make a positive difference, not only for individually with students, with our members of NATS, but also within the world. am I making a difference so that when I perform, when someone walks into the theater, maybe they had a really bad day. Am I taking them out of their story for 2 hours and putting them in a story that's going to bring them joy? I certainly hope so. And I certainly hope that through my fundraising acumen, I can match donors to the needs of our organization as NATS, and not only provide critical support for NATS, but provide joy to our donors in their pursuit of giving and their pursuit of making a difference on their own.
That sounds like a worthy thing to keep you up at night. So where can people find you if they want to get in touch with you?
Well, I am on LinkedIn under Jen Jimenez, and that is with 2 J's. So Jen and then Jimenez. I also can be reached at jen@nats.org, O-R-G, or visit nats.org, nats.org, and you can find out more about our wonderful organization and all of the programs and workshops and conferences that we offer.
Well, thanks so much for being here, and congratulations and good luck with your upcoming activities and what's going on at Temple University. I want to thank you on behalf of the entire team at OGC Solutions and the Think Factory. Thanks for appearing, and thank you, our listeners. Be sure to check out the other Think Factory podcasts where my colleagues talk to other business leaders about industry trends and issues. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, Susan.